Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Homie Picks. You got me, you got Lou, you got Ben, the three amigos.
What's up?
Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Morning,
Good.
morning.
How's it going,
Doing
bro?
good.
Hey, man, it's a beautiful day. Every day above ground is a beautiful day. Take it for what it is. Um, we're almost out of 2020. I don't know if anybody wants to wish for 2021 yet, because everybody wished for 2020 and look what happened. So let's just take it day by day,
Word.
by week. Last week recap. I had a shitty week. Ben had the absolute inverse of my week. He almost had a clean sweep.
Almost.
If it wasn't for our last pick of the week, San Francisco, and I said it correctly,
Okay.
the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to get blown out like that. That was,
That was bad.
yeah,
Bad.
that was not, yeah.
No,
Oh, well,
like,
but it happens. It happens. Can't win them all.
but it's funny because Buffalo did not look past them for Pittsburgh. But Ben was right on one thing. Pittsburgh will be looking past Washington for Buffalo. And look what happened.
That was the bet of the week right there.
So if anybody paid attention to Ben's last his bonus pick, Washington Pittsburgh and puts money on that money line, you better pay that man 10%. He accept all cash app and Zelle. But
we can pay PayPal, whatever you got.
PayPal, Chase, Quick Pay, whatever. He take it all. But this week we're coming at y'all with a fresh five, and maybe a 5+. You know, we might have another bonus pick for y'all. But however, the show goes. First off, we got the Cardinals. We got the Giants. At the current time, the Cardinals are a 3-point favorite going into the Meadowlands. So it's when if anybody thought we would be talking about the Giants all year long,
We haven't.
we haven't.
First
This is
time
the
on
time.
the show.
First time on the show, they have made it. Clap it up for them.
Yes,
Clap it
They
up.
made up, yeah.
That is
Climbing
Lou's
slowly.
team. It's the first time we have got to Lou. We have talked about Ben's team. We have talked about my team. We have talked about the A2021 Visions President's team. But we have never talked about Lou's team. We're finally to the show.
Never.
We
They
get
made it. They made it. It's a proud moment.
Mama, we made it. But Cardinals are a 3-point favorite, so we're going to save Lou for last on this one, as that's customary to go to the favorite team's favorite guy. So, Ben, what you thinking, man?
I actually like the Giants in this one a lot. I like what they've been doing with their defense. I've seen their defense progress throughout the weeks. I think I told you guys last week. I seen them improving little by little. They've gotten so much better. The offense is still shaky, but I think they can pull it off. I mean, I think it was Galloway, right? The running back. He's been doing all right. So if they can manage, control, and their defense plays up to it, the secondary is doing a pretty good job. So if they can, contain D-Hop, I think they can pull it off. I see the upset here.
Okay, I see the upset. I'm trying to see the upset. I really am trying to see the upset. I want to give the Giants more credit than they probably do deserve, or at least that I see. I still have a stigmatism when it comes to the NFC East. Even though the Giants did beat Seattle last week, I think that was more so Seattle taking the NFC East lightly. But then again, Seattle can't score either. Arizona does play better defense. It's up to Kyler Murray. Second-year guy. He's still trying to find his way into the league. There are times where he looks spectacular, and then there are other times where he just looks like he's total crap. So, I mean, I don't know which version you get tomorrow. I'm just gonna hope tomorrow you get a good version of Kyler Murray, and I think that should be good enough to beat the Giants. So I'm actually gonna go Arizona on this one. And now for the man, the myth, the legend, Louis.
So, first off, disrespectful to be a 3-point underdog in your own building. Disrespectful. You got a West Coast team coming to the East Coast to play. Straight disrespectful. I think the Giants take the opposite path that they took to beat Seattle. You know, Russell is a run to throw kind of quarterback. Murray's a run to run kind of quarterback. I think we had to force him to get out the pocket and try to make those difficult throws on the run. If we do that, I think we can get this win. Shout outs to my Giants last week because they came up big. I didn't get to watch a lot of that game, so I was screaming in the middle of shopping, watching it on my phone. So I'm taking my Giants. 3-point underdog. I see them winning this game by more than 3 points. Taking the Giants, and I'm running with it. Shout outs to my NFC East division leaders.
I thought you were gonna say it.
It feels so weird saying it. I don't remember the last time I said that.
Yeah. No, I think that I really do. I think they've improved a lot. They're one of the better teams in that division right now. So
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that we even talking about it like this now, because had this been 10 weeks ago, you would have thought Arizona's going to straight murder them. So,
right.
yeah.
But that shows to the coaching. I really do like their coaching. They've developed. I mean, you can see it. They were struggling earlier in games, and now they were losing close games, and then now they're winning close games. So like the next step is to try and score more, which is difficult without Daniel Jones and Saquon. But I mean, they've managed to get it. If they can keep it close, I think they can win.
Well, Daniel Jones is scheduled to start, so raise to that. Wayne Gallman is playing very well at the running back position right now. We just got to keep building. I think a playoff berth is something that we didn't see happening, but the way it's going, we got, 4 weeks left in the season. This is a make or break game for us, especially with Washington pulling the upset last week.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got some. You have the no matter how you look at it, they can have all the East can have 6 wins and be a playoff team.
That's the magic number right now.
That's sadly the magic number. That's sadly what it takes to be in there. Like people look at that like they look at the end of the NBA Eastern Conference, but it is what it is. We moving on. KC Miami. KC is at Miami. KC is also a 7-point favorite. So almost like the Giants, how you a 7-point underdog in your own building? Well, that's why. You're facing against the best team in the NFL. That's why.
This one's more understandable though.
Right.
Arizona isn't at KC.
Lou, what you thinking, man?
I think this is a statement game for Kansas City. With Pittsburgh having that 1 loss now, they're on equal footing. So this is where they got to separate themselves. And, Miami's trying to keep their name in that playoff hunt. I think this is a game where you just step on their back and break them. You going down to Miami, warmer weather, outdoor stadium. I see the Chiefs lighting it up. Easy cover for 7 points.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm with Lou with this one. KC, I think, should win this one easily. Particularly now. At first, I was leaning towards Miami for the pick, because they play good defense, and once they get a little bit of running game, they could have played a little keep away. But I've heard that all their running backs are basically gone. I think they're down to the third stringer, DeAndre Washington, I believe, and Patrick Laird. I don't think he's running like 3 or 4 years. So, I don't think they're gonna have enough offense to match with KC, so I'm taking KC on this one.
Well, this is where I also separate with y'all. I actually kind of going to go with Miami on this one. Now, it's not going to be easy. I think at 7, it could be a push. It could be KC can easily blow them out as well. But I don't see Miami winning the game. Miami has been playing hella good, and it's basically them in Buffalo, and that has to be motivation for Miami to look and say that we have Buffalo right there, and they have the Steelers. We have the Chiefs. We have to show that we can hold up with, one of the best teams in the NFL. Their defense has to come through. They have to come strong. And if anything, you can see that the Chiefs can be stopped if you have a suitable defense. The Raiders defense, I don't know what happened to them after after that loss to KC. They have nothing left from that. But KC, if you show a good defense to them, then you can slow them down. You can't stop them, but you can slow them down pretty good. I think they have enough to keep it within a couple of field goals. And if I'm wrong, hey, it's only entertainment, right?
There you go.
But yeah, I like Miami, in that one. I mean, I hope, I would love for them to pull an upset.
Yeah, I was with you initially, but like I said, once I heard all their running backs are out, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna lean on, and Tua hasn't been lighting it up per se. So
Look,
I
that
don't
could be. I mean, that could be lightning in a bottle. If you're not preparing for somebody, you're like, man, who this scrub? And that scrub run like
True.
200 yards on you. So,
that's true.
so you never know. Like it's that's the thing about the NFL. That's the beauty about the NFL. It's week by week. You never know what happens. Like we all thought, like who would have thought Washington would have beat Pittsburgh? So,
Yeah. And my thing is, no one's shown they can keep up score with Kansas City.
Oh yeah, no, you can't stop them scoring.
And Pat Mahomes hasn't scored less than 30 points in a loss.
Yeah.
So that's a big number for Miami to go, especially with no running backs and
at least offensive wise. Yeah, I don't think they can keep up. That's my.
It's gonna be tough, and it's a big damn hill to climb.
Look, if the defense is locked down and they don't let them do anything, they got a shot. But I mean, how long can you keep them down? 2 quarters, maybe 3. But they're gonna burst eventually.
Yeah, I mean, look, in KC, I mean, like I get it. KC and Pittsburgh are now tied with the record, so KC is looking for separation against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a tough one. We're going to talk about that later. So I get it. KC is probably going to have to show out, or probably try to show out and show why they are that team. But hey, we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir.
Next up, we got Indy. We got Las Vegas. Indy's at Las Vegas. Indy is a 3-point favorite. So far, three straight games. The home team are the underdog. So
it's a trend.
And this is, as we know, Ben's team.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna end out with him. In the meantime, Lou, what you thinking, man?
Again, these two teams are like, you never know what you're gonna get with them, man. Like you don't know who's gonna show up. Like, do they all go out partying before the night before? Like, I this is kind of a push for me. 3 points. I can see. I'm taking the Colts on this just because I think they're the more seasoned kind of veteran team compared to Las Vegas. I think Philip Rivers is a businessman and he goes into it as a business. He has to prove still. They're in the middle of a playoff hunt, trying to get their name back up there. It's going to be a difficult hole for them to climb out of. Vegas, you don't know. Again, you don't know what team's going to show up. Is the hangover Vegas Raiders or the ballers, the high rollers. Right. You don't know what you're going to get. So I'm going to take Indianapolis just on the sheer strength of Philip Rivers, and I know what he brings to the table.
All right. Before I give mine, Ben, I have to ask you a question. Did you get your defense back yet or not?
Well, it's not my turn yet, bro. They are healthy actually. So
they are healthy.
Yes,
they got really confident in my pick.
They got their COVID people back off COVID. They have full practice. So yeah, they're
Cool.
relatively healthy.
Cool. Then I feel confident in my pick. I was gonna go with Indy. Now that I know that their defense is back, I really am picking Indy. I haven't seen enough from the from Vegas the past 2-3 weeks to tell me that they're actually gonna go and line up that scoreboard. And they're capable of doing it. That's a sad thing about it. It really sucks when you see a team who is capable of outscoring almost anybody, unable to score against anybody. Like, and I think everything went downhill after that. Against shit. Forget who they played, but
Atlanta or KC?
KC, yeah. Everything went down after that. Like they had KC to the end. Mahomes stole their heart, and they haven't got it back yet. I haven't seen enough from them after that. Like every game that I think they should have won, they've blown since. And against Atlanta, that was just straight trash. So Indy has a better defense, and that's really all you need. Derek Carr is week to week on his passing skills. So I like Indy. And now Ben, your sage wisdom, sir.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement here. I like Indy as well. Vegas is just too inconsistent. They struggled with the Jets defense. Colts defense is significantly better. Like I said, they are healthier, so they've gotten more practice time in there. So they're going to have their pass rushers back in there. And if you get to Derek Carr, he does get shaken up. So can they pull the upset? Absolutely, because Vegas is an enigma. They can score, but there's just times that they can't score. It's just they're a very odd team to predict. And I would normally have leaned towards the home field advantage, but even at home, Vegas loses, so it's not a big advantage right now. So I'll stick with Indy on this one.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair because they haven't done enough. You know, they try, but
right.
Trying ain't doing.
Yeah, they look like they're starting to head in the right direction, and then they lose to a team they shouldn't lose to.
Right. You know, that's play like a Raider, right?
Win like a Jet.
Could be worse. It could be a Jet.
Yeah.
Next up, you have the second best team in the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Buffalo Bills, who were fresh off a nice win against the 49ers. Pittsburgh is at Buffalo. Buffalo is a 1.5-point favorite. So the team that only has one win is the underdog. So
one loss.
One loss.
The
one loss Steelers are 1.5-point underdog. So it's interesting to see for that. Personally, I think Buffalo should win this game. However, with 1.5, Pittsburgh is a sneaky ass team, and I can't stand their ass. I'm a Raven for life, so I never will like the Steelers. However, I won't hate on them when it comes to entertainment or for legit money. So I'm actually going to pitch Pittsburgh on this one. I think them looking past Washington cost them that, and it might have cost them the number 1 seed. So I think this is the way to show that they are that good of a team still, because people have been waiting for them to lose this whole year. Especially the pressure was getting mounted for them to be 16-0, running the table. So I definitely think Pittsburgh is going to come out and show that they are that team to beat. And you never know. This actually may be the first of 2 matchups, because depending on how seeding is, you may have Buffalo and Pittsburgh again in the playoffs. So it could be a precursor. Except that next game might be at Pittsburgh instead of at Buffalo. So yeah, I think Pittsburgh gets this one. Lou, what you thinking?
Man, Pittsburgh hasn't shown me they can score the ball in the last 2 weeks. Um, Buffalo can most definitely score the ball. They can hit you from every level, offensive, defensive, and special teams can score. So I think this is going to be a good playoff preview, like you said. But my confidence is in Buffalo. I think they figure out the blueprint right now, how to get the season right and how to go about it. Josh Allen is playing out of his mind. He's looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Besides Pat Mahomes, I think Josh Allen has the most touchdowns thrown going into this game. So I'm riding Buffalo on this high they're in right now. They're playing fabulous, and this will be a great statement game for themselves.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm with Lou on this one. I like Buffalo on this one. I haven't seen Pittsburgh beat a quality team yet, like a real quality team and a team that can give you some type of defense. Granted, Buffalo's defense has not been the same since last year, but they are very good since situational, and particularly in the fourth quarter. They have one of the best fourth quarter stats, does Buffalo defense, and they take the ball away, and Big Ben tends to throw the ball away sometimes. So yeah, I like Buffalo. I think they should be able to score. They should be able to keep them under control. I do not. Pittsburgh just. There's times when they can pop off and you like, wow, they're a playoff team, but then they fall into this rut that they can't score, they can't run the ball, and they just squeak by some teams that frankly they should have beaten. So I like Buffalo on this one.
Okay. Yeah, it's a thing with Pittsburgh against the teams that they should beat, except Washington, they straight smacked them. And against playoff looking teams or playoff bound teams, they're not that hot. Hell, they should have killed my Ravens, RG3. And they won by what, 6 or something like that. So they beat Tennessee. But even that was like a 3-point win or something like that. Like they against those playoff looking teams, they'll squeak by. And honestly, that's all I'm looking for them is to squeak by. Like I just think at 1.5 with Buffalo, I don't know. I mean, I would love for Buffalo to win the game. Don't get me wrong. I would love for Buffalo to win by more than 3 points. I would love for them to win by more than 10 points. Look, I my hatred for the Steelers runs deep, but I know I just can't see. I don't know if Buffalo can beat them by more than a field goal or even by 2 points. Like it's just something about two playoff teams when two teams of that kind of caliber combined. It just seems like it's always going to be like that final play kind of dig. It's tough, but but the last one, it's my team. So it's the first time ever we talked about all 3 of our teams on one show.
Right?
Trifecta.
So there must be a sign or something for this one. You got Buffalo and Cleveland. Baltimore. Yeah. What am I talking about? Baltimore and Cleveland. Baltimore is at Cleveland. Baltimore's a 3-point favorite. Don't know really how, because lately I know Lamar's back and all that good stuff, blah, 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 blah. But the way we've been playing outside the Cowboys, which that was the Cowboys, I don't know what to say about that. So, Ben, start us off, bro.
Yes, like you just said, they've been struggling a little bit offensively. They had a good run against Dallas, but I'm not going to count that one too much. I like Cleveland here. I think Cleveland covers. I think they pull off the upset. They've been running the ball very well, so if they can keep the offense away, I know Baltimore has a good defense, but I think Cleveland's been playing well lately, so I think they can beat them. I'd take Cleveland.
Ooh.
I'm going with Cleveland as well. I think they're the one. They're playing phenomenal right now. I think Mayweather. I think Baker Mayfield has figured it out. He's doing it without OBJ. They're making it work right now, and Nick Chubb is looking like a steal for the second round pick that he was. He was drafted in the same year as Saquon Barkley, and he's outperforming Saquon right now on a very, very high level. So I think if Cleveland sticks to running the ball and Baker Mayfield making those passes and those plays when he can, it's going to be a victory for them.
Yeah, definitely. I like Cleveland in this. However, I'm not picking them to cover. I'm not picking them on the points, anything like that. I got my boys. I got Baltimore. I think with Lamar back, I think with that couple weeks off, he's had time to reflect on what he's done wrong. Hopefully the coaching staff has reflected on what they've done wrong. Again, I would never take the Cowboys' victory as okay, we're back. Like just the Cowboys. And I think having some really good competition, especially with Cleveland being the second best team in that division, which is hard to say because that means Baltimore's the third best.
It's odd.
I would have never thought that in a million years, but it's happened to be this way. I think Baltimore is an eye opener for them. It's not going to be like how it was week one. It's definitely a different Cleveland team you're facing off against. They are more dangerous, I feel, but at the same time, I think Baltimore at 3 points, I think we can pull that off. At best, I think it could be a push. Being that it is not a half-point difference on things. Baltimore has squeaked out on some 3-point wins. We got one of the best kickers in the world, Justin Tucker. So I think if our defense can do what they should do, we should be able to contain Juice Landry. Chubb is a beast. You can't really stop him. But Baker could be wishy-washy at times. And I'm hoping he's having one of those little Hollywood moments thinking about his next commercial. Instead of thinking about what Patrick Queen and the boys are going to be doing. So, and honestly, Marcus Peters and the rest of the defense has to step up. I like Peters, but at the same time, him Jalen Ramsey, you have top-notch cornerbacks. At times, you really have to act like a damn top-notch cornerback. You can't let big plays go by, and I've seen too many big plays go by for Marcus Peters. I've seen the same thing in Jalen Ramsey, and even though he's on a better team in Seattle, I have seen him have some lapses also in there. But it's crunch time. It's December. You have to get these wins. Luckily there are 9 slots this year, but who would have thought that you would be one of the teams fighting for the 9th spot, and you're that damn good, and you were coming off a season where you have an MVP, the reigning MVP, is fighting for a playoff spot. So I think Baltimore should step up, and if anything, Cleveland should be in for a long night. But that's our 5. Ben and Lou actually had another sleeper. You want to tell them, everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a sleeper or not, but the line for the don't laugh, everybody, but here, Jersey and Seattle, the Jets versus Seattle game, it's a 14.5. Jets are underdogs, 14.5. So to me, that looks like a nice betting pick. I would definitely bet the points with the Jets. Seattle should cover, but at basically more than 2 touchdowns, it's a stretch because Jersey's defense has been playing slightly better here and there, with the exception of that stupid call. They've managed to lose within 7-10 points. So I think they should be able to cover that one. So that could be a nice bet for you guys out there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, 14.5 is a big cover for Seattle. They haven't shown they can put up offensive points that way. And the Jets are the team that always finds a way to lose. If you don't get that, just watch last 30 seconds of last week's game, and you understand that. But yeah, 14.5 is a tempting, very tempting bet to take. If Jets cover it, it's plus 610. That's a nice little chunk of change in your pocket, entertainment purposes only. But I would take the Jets at 14.5.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree to that one. Other than KC, because KC I think had a 17, 14 or a 17.
I think they had like a 16 and a
Well,
half.
Yeah,
It was up there.
Yeah,
they had
it
a
was up
huge
there.
spread, and they covered
And they
that.
covered.
And they
But
covered.
that's KC. That's
Yeah,
elite.
They can score in a minute and a half. Like that's all they need.
That's elite. All right, they're an elite team, so I can see that.
Yeah.
Seattle, this ain't the Seattle of old where they were, where they're defensive juggernauts and Russell is, beating you, with his arm and his legs. Nah, it's a different Seattle team. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Don't get me wrong, we still locked in. Well, I'm still locked in on the Jets are gonna be 0-16. Shit, but
Yeah, they
I
definitely
mean,
gonna lose this game, but they're not gonna
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah.
I don't see them losing by more than 14.
Yeah, let's make that clear. Seattle will win the game, but I don't think they'll win by more than 14 points.
wait, no. So in the words of Funkmaster Flex, be clear. Be clear.
Be
The
clear.
Jets still losing. They're just not gonna lose by 2 touchdowns.
Unfortunately for me, because I still thought they were gonna get a win.
So
but,
yeah, so far the only person who was on the out has been on that one. I think me and Lewis still on
they
the
had their shot and they
bandwagon.
blew it. They had their shot and they blew it.
They had this shot. Vegas was that
They
shot.
had his shot, they blew it, and that's all good for me. But that's it for us. You got some other good picks out there. Washington 49ers 2.5. Houston, Chicago was 1.5 for Houston. So you got some good ones out there. Everybody who was in a legalized betting state, bet safely, bet smart. Anybody else, entertainment purposes only. Just have fun with it. And you never know. If it's like a local pickup thing and so forth, have at it, have fun. Shout out to anybody and everybody who's watching. Shout out to Paul. Shout out because he had his birthday last week. Shout out to other friends and family who are watching and so forth. We love y'all. We stay strong. You only got 23 more days left. No, 20. Like how many days we got left in the year?
What,
I'm still sleeping.
15?
I'm still sleeping.
17.
We got like
17, 18,
17. Close
Something
enough.
like that. It's in the teens. It's in the teens.
Stay strong, y'all.
Strong.
But again, we'll see y'all next week. Have a good one. Be safe. Latest.
Bye, everyone.